brother, oh brother, oh brother.
Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where I'm Matt, your Kohrs, and I guess Piper is the show. Great news. The moon's working again. Right there. Right. You see that little guy like boop, boop. This guy right here, right where my finger is. Yesterday, not working. Today, working. Yesterday, market, not fun. Today, market looks like it's going to be really, really fun. We early today. Alex, for you, brother, anything. No, I was just standing here and I was a bit bored and I was like, well, I'm ready to go. I'm prepped. I'm ready. I've had my 8 cups of coffee. I have my nootropics. I took my vitamin D, my C, my zinc. I'm just ready, dude. I'm just ready to let it rip. So I figured if I'm ready to let it rip, you guys might be ready to let it rip. So here we are, just like let it absolutely rippity rip roar. Market's not looking the best in pre-market, if I'm being honest. Crypto's looking a little suspect. I have a big update related to some of the major squeeze plays, aka DJT and RUM, 2 separate tickers there. So we're going to give you an update on those guys. We had some sad news out of Taiwan, big tsunami, earthquake, all of that. We're going to be breaking that down. A little bit of seasonality updates, a little bit of just major macroeconomic events. Today is Wednesday, April the 3rd, which means we have a metric buttload and a half of Fed speakers speaking today. So I want to get into that, what to prepare for, what not to prepare for. At some point in the stream, I'm going to ask you guys if you want me to stream Powell's speech today. I believe it's at 12:10, something like that. So if you guys want to get into Powell's stuff later on today, more than happy to do it. Today's a little bit of a specialty day because we are restarting the 4th trading challenge between YouTube and Rumble. Rumble won the first one. Rumble won the second one. Both communities lost the third one horribly. Hilarious, but you guys really need to improve your lives. And today's the start of the 4th trading competition. So we're going to get rocking with that today. I'm trying to think of anything else. This doesn't really relate to the market, but my knee feels weird. I don't know if we have any knee doctors in here, but I'm a 29-year-old white male, no previous knee issues, and now my knee feels loose, if that makes sense, especially like on the inner left side, kind of like right where your quad meets your knee on the like that inside, but it's my left knee, and it doesn't hurt. The other day I was out with my fiance at dinner and I went to the bathroom and I started peeing and it really hurt then. I actually thought I was going to fall to the bathroom floor there. And then when I came back out, I was sitting on my stool and when I bent my leg, it really hurt there. But there's always one occurrence of extreme pain. Other than that, it just feels loose. And I know that's a strange thing to say, but that's like it just feels off. It feels like my knee is out of homeostasis. And I don't know if I tore my ACL, my MCL, partial tear. I don't know if it's something with my patella. But yeah, my left knee feeling really, really strange. I have no known allergies to medicine. I have no previous major surgeries to talk about. I'm trying to just think of all the major information that you have to give. It's called getting old. Yeah, I'm not stoked with that. I'm at a physical rehab center right now, or go to physical rehab. Oh, I thought you were at one. I don't know, dude. I don't know what it is. So if there's any professional knee experts in here, feel free to reach out to me and tell me why my knee feels weird, out of homeostasis. I'm about 5'10". You probably, I don't know, like 182, 183. My vision used to be 20 out of 20, but now because of my job, streaming and looking at the screen, it's changing my focal point to a lot closer. So my far distance is starting to get really poor, but my close-up vision is actually getting better. I still can see fine at night. I have seasonal allergies, not that would matter for a knee issue. I'm just trying to cover everything. You're overweight. It's called being thick, man. It's called being thick. You just have to understand the pure amount of muscle mass that is being carried by the skeleton right now. Some say I'm the young ox of our day. Not me. I would never call myself that, but there are some people out there who are like, dude, maybe you don't need a knee doctor. Maybe you need to go see a vet. And maybe that's my problem. Maybe my problem is, in fact, that I'm going to a human doctor when I need to go to someone that has a little bit more expertise in large bovine medicine, maybe even some primate medicine. That would probably make more sense. That's probably an issue. My other issue related to the gym is still the fact that I can fit through doors. So I'm a little bit bummed out about that. But we'll see. We'll see. So if anyone knows anything about left knees in particular, to my light reading on Reddit and the interwebs and WebMD, there's two things I've noticed. Is one, I might be pregnant, according to WebMD. And two, my left knee and my right knee, it sounds like it's completely different forms of medicine. So I just want to clarify, it is my left knee. So I don't want to talk to any of those right knee doctors out there. They're a bunch of quacks. So I'm willing to give money to a left knee doctor, but a right knee doctor, it's just, you got to draw a line somewhere. You have to have some sort of self-respect. So that's where we're at. Piper has been phenomenal the past couple of days. She, for a bit there, was an absolute terror. And she happened to do this thing where we had completely inverted sleep versus awakes, like schedules. And we still do, but she's now at least a little bit more respectful, which is pretty cool. So Piper's crushing it, not only in life as my roommate feline, but also as her strategy. So today we're going to get rocking with some Apex stuff. Like I said, we are restarting the Rumble versus YouTube trading challenge today. Today is trading challenge number 4. We're also going to be getting, I guess I could show you it, but we're back at all 20 accounts. So I plan on doing a payout request of 3 of those accounts I already did the payout request, but it's not going to get paid out till either Friday or Monday. So 3 of the accounts, 2K, 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 I'll be taking an additional $6,000 out of Apex, which is awesome. I'm stoked. And then obviously we have another 17 cooking in the background, 2 of which are yours. So don't mess that up for me. So I want to get into that. We have some other just like fun stuff to get into. So I'm pretty excited. I guess before I turn it over, I do have some prepped up things for the show, but any hot topics on your mind, any thoughts on your mind, any questions, any, I guess, inputs on life, relationships, how to properly raise children, stocks, options, futures, crypto, hair advice, fashion advice, restaurants in New York City advice. Who's the baby daddy? I am. What else? Are we going into a recession? Most likely. And I'm not saying that by just like, oh, like whatever, populist movement against the government. Quantifiably, it's very, very difficult to have the debt to GDP ratio we have. We're around either 123 or 126. Out of all the developed nations that have ever gone over 130, which we're predicted to do, 51 out of 52 have gone into a recession. So I would say yes. I guess it's easy to say yes. You probably want more of like a time frame, because really that question, are we going into a recession? Yeah, at some point in the future, the U.S. economy is going to be in a recession. If you're asking me when, which is a more interesting question, I have no clue. But it's kind of the same as saying, is the market going to go up or down? And it's like, well, the answer is yes to both, but then it's dependent on the time frame type of an issue. I need one piece of advice. The show on Netflix, I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it's actually pretty good. So I kind of want to watch it myself. I just watched the Netflix documentary on Christian Laettner, who, to my understanding, was one of the best collegiate basketball players ever. He also happened to be the most hated collegiate basketball player ever, maybe the most hated player ever. He played for Duke, I believe, back in the early 90s. This has nothing to do with the market, but I just thought it was a really, really interesting story. He was almost, in a weird sense, like the Jake Paul of his era, like a guy who, for one reason or another, maybe some luck, maybe a couple missteps, ended up getting into being the villain character. And then he like just really, really leaned into it. And he kind of used that to almost get his career to the next level. I knew nothing about Christian Laettner at all. But the Jake Paul of basketball, I mean, probably even more. I would say, if anything, it's the other way around. Like Christian Laettner was kind of the OG who set up the fact that you could be a collegiate kid who is hated like unanimously by the entire nation because of a myriad of reasons. And then it's almost like Jake Paul is taking a page out of his book. Christian Laettner and Christian Slater should do a buddy movie. Stream is freezing on iPhone and Roku. Give it the old reload, Paul NJ. Give it the old reload. All right. With all that being said, that's your life update. That's your cat update. That's your knee update. That's all the major things we go over on a typical Wednesday. So with that being said, let's hop into it. I want to break down what's going on in the overall market. We have some major world news related to the tsunami in Taiwan. I want to break down some of the craziness that is now happening with the former president, Mr. Donald J. Trump, and his new company, True Social, trading under the the ticker DJT. And what we have happening there is a little bit interesting because if you look at the chart and if you look at the underlying short metrics, it's crazy. But now there's some drama added to it because not only was Trump being sued by some of the co-founders, he's now reverse suing some of the co-founders. So I want to talk about that. And then obviously I'll share the metrics and then I'll set you up for the day. We'll do some chart breakdowns. I'll call out all the major macroeconomic events. Don't forget to cast your vote. If you're on YouTube, Rumble, I need to know if you're bullish or bearish for the market open from 9:30 to 9:31. Are you bullish? Because this is the start of the fourth trading challenge. So we have a lot to get into. And with that being said, let's rippity rock roar. Whoa. We got some things here. Atlanta Fed President Bostic sees only one rate cut this year occurring in the fourth quarter. Brother, well, why are you coming out so hawkish? Stock futures move lower after Dow's second straight losing day in the new quarter. I want to know what Bostic is up to, but my Chrome is already doing some weird things. All right, we're going to come back to the 5 things you need to know. So first of all, if you guys were kind of off of social media last night, there's a good chance you missed some pretty tragic news that just occurred in Taiwan. Worst Taiwan quake in 25 years leaves 7 dead, hundreds injured, more than 700 injured, 77 trapped, according to emergency officials. So there was an earthquake leading to, well, now it's like a tsunami warning, but Taiwan, unfortunately, a large natural disaster.
4 people have been confirmed as dead. That's our understanding. And there are other people who are thought to be missing, and rescue operations are underway in the east of Taiwan, which was the hardest hit. So we were struck at about 2 minutes to 8 o'clock in the morning by the strongest quake to hit Taiwan since 1999, when more than 2,400 people died in a trembler. This time, while buildings shook strongly in Taipei, the capital city appears to have been only minorly affected. Some subway disruptions, but the stock market was trading again today as normal, with a little bit lower. The main impact was in the east in Hualien. Some roads to the area have been closed. Some rail services have been disrupted. This is a relatively remote area. It's quite far from the western side of the island, which is where the main industrial heartland of Taiwan is. In that heartland, in that industrial area, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co. and United Microelectronics and some other companies immediately suspended some operations and evacuated some staff. But this is something which they go into as a matter of course. Taiwan is on an earthquake zone. It's also subject to pretty severe typhoons during the rainy season. And these companies have immediate contingency plans which go into effect. We understand that one refinery may have suspended operations briefly, but it'll be back online this afternoon. So we are continuing to monitor the situation. The east of Taiwan, which is less populated than the west, and then Taipei, is the main part that's affected.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Super, super unfortunate. Obviously, in the U.S. market, one big company that you might be thinking about that could have a clear implication here is TSMC, Taiwan the manufacturing center. TSMC's evacuated workers returned to some factories after Taiwan's strongest earthquake in 25 years. Taiwan was rocked by a massive earthquake that collapsed buildings and prompted tsunami advisories from Japan and the Philippines. All personnel are safe, and those evacuated are beginning to return to the workplace. Obviously, awesome that the personnel is safe. Flights scheduled were disrupted in Japan with some Japan Airlines and ANA flights canceled following the earthquake in Taiwan. Couple more pictures to show you the devastation and how you really don't want to be betting against Mother Nature because she is one strong broad. So covering that went down yesterday. Most likely, unfortunately, there were some casualties. There are some injuries, but overall, it seems like it could have been quite a bit worse. So I don't want to say like people got out completely unscathed. No, people lost their lives. Obviously, there was a lot of injuries, but relative to some of this stuff that we've seen in terms of natural disasters previously, this one seems to be a little bit more mild. So that's good. Hopefully, none of those numbers rise. The casualties, the injuries, hopefully the number we're at, hopefully it's being over-reported, if anything. The other big news that we saw related to the former President Trump. Trump Media sues its co-founders, accuses them of quote-unquote severe mismanagement. The media company that Donald Trump recently took public is suing its co-founders. The lawsuit seeks to bar Wesley Moss and Andrew Litinsky, I think it is, from appointing members to the company's board or owning any of its shares. The suit was filed a month after Litinsky and Moss sued Trump Media and Technology Group in Delaware. So they were already suing him, and now he's kind of going back and suing them. So here are more of the details on the situation, especially because DJT, I've been talking about it in my recent streams, my recent videos. I've been fascinated with the short interest metrics, which I'm about to show you. But since I've been talking about it, I want to cover the other news going down. Trump sues True Social company co-founders to zero them out. He claimed they bungled their duties, forfeiting their stock. Trump Media shares plunged less than a week after going public. Donald Trump has sued two co-founders of his newly public Trump Media and Technology Corp., claiming that they set the company up improperly and shouldn't get any stock in it. In the latest legal skirmish over who gets how much of the hot but flailing meme stock, Trump alleges that Andy and Wes violated an agreement about the setup and don't deserve their 8.6% stake, which is something reasonable to fight about because it's $606 million. It's a good chunk of change. The lawsuit comes after the pair brought their own suit against the former president in the Delaware Chancery Court over their promised stake in the social media company. Trump claims that the two of them failed to properly set up the corporate governance structure of Trump Media, launch his True Social platform, and find an appropriate merger partner. That failure hurt the company. He says they then began ceaseless attempts to thwart the blank check deal in the struggle for their respective stakes. In their own suit, the two say Trump was planning to seek millions of extra shares, diluting their stake. So to be clear here, yes, we have a two-way legal battle going on, but it doesn't have anything to do with the current operations or really ownership of DJT. So this had to go, it's a little bit of from occurrences that we've previously seen of like, okay, when it was trading as or when it was a private company, when they tried to get the SPAC deal, when they were trying to get the SPAC vote. So it has nothing to do with like the current leadership, if that makes sense. But obviously, since it's breaking news, I want to cover it. And as I've alluded to quite a bit, I want to talk about DJT clocking in at 21.29% short interest. Recently, it was at 11. As in the past couple of days, it doubled up from 11 to 21.3. Cost to borrow sky high at 426, 427. I'm going to show you this just because I already did it in last night's video, but utilization 100%. This stock, the cost to borrow, I saw some max values over 800%, pushing 900% yesterday. And just to clarify, I mean, recently we've all seen the stock market woe like that Tesla's battling. This is considered to be a shorted stock. Tesla right now missing deliveries and just the trend, lower highs, lower lows. This is a shorted stock. Just for some comparison, short interest 3.7. DJT is all the way up to 21. The cost to borrow is 0.4. 0.4. That's multiple magnitude away, multiple magnitude less than DJT. And the utilization's at 2%, 2.2, instead of being maxed out at 100. So I know it's not exactly apples to oranges. It's also not apples to apples. It's like apples to like an Apple variant is what I'm trying to do in the comparison here. But I'm really just trying to illustrate the massive difference between two stocks that are considered to be shorted and just to show you the magnitude more at which DJT is being shorted. Also, since we're here just talking about it, obviously the other one that I've been talking about, just some interesting numbers, is Rumble. If I could bring this up, just want to give you these numbers right off the get-go. Shorts. Loading. Clocking in at 18.9, cost to borrow 43, utilization 98. So even this, you could see how Rumble and DJT are in a completely different league of stocks that are highly shorted relative to other ones that the market considers to be highly shorted. Obviously, there's a massive gradient to it. And when you have these companies that are smaller in terms of float, as in they don't have as many shares trading out there, the numbers can get absolutely nutty. And that's exactly what we're seeing in both DJT and Rumble RUM. So I think I don't own DJT right now, just to be completely transparent. I do own Rumble. I've owned it for a while. I'm invested in it. I don't plan on actively trading it. If anything, I plan on holding it for decades. I just want to be completely clear and transparent with all of you. At this moment in time, right now, as I'm speaking to all you live, no DJT. I have thousands of shares of RUM, just to be clear. So we could do some chart stuff, actually, since we're looking at these very quickly. The overall market, the SPY, I do want to point out, does have an upside gap fill to 520.97. Right now in pre-market, looking a little bit weak, 5-minute week, 10-minute week, 30-minute week on the SPY, and the Qs 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute all week. So with that in mind, let's check out the Qs. Also has an upside gap fill right here to 443.02. But right now in pre-market trading, we are coming in lower than yesterday's close, generally favoring the bears. What's not favoring the bears is gold, which hit another new all-time high of 2,308 and some change. Gold, the actual like commodity, like the whole Austin Powers, like gold, rippity. Bitcoin itself, kind of breaking down digital gold. I like this structure, but unfortunately it turned into a wedge rather than a continuation. So what I would be looking at on this, we do have some of these things right here. So obviously this trend line broken down, not holding. So the new trend line that I'm going to be paying attention to is this top trend line. So obviously we have major support between 61 and 62,000 on Bitcoin, but I'll be looking to see what happens at 68. And then I'll also be paying attention to this downsloping trend line for the coming days and or weeks. Solana looking decent. Lower highs, higher lows, very similar situation where I'm just going to be watching that trend line. Coin is going to be highly correlated with the cryptosphere in general. If it can hold above 220, I like it. If it can't, I'd be looking at the downside gap fill at 206. Tesla, talking about highly shorted things, already having a pretty brutal morning. Yesterday, it lost 4.9% on the news that it completely missed its deliveries. Like it was, my apologies. It completely missed its deliveries. So it came in at 164, pumped up a little bit after this gap down, but now it's looking a bit weaker. If it can't hold this region, my next target would be 152. As I did explain in the daily update video, I'm not against Tesla. In the short term, I agree that it's bearish, but in the medium to long term, I don't see a world in which Tesla really doesn't win out. So if anything, the lower it goes, I'd just be adding more to my own investment account. Apple, a stock that is also particularly under quite a bit of pressure. We were attempting to double bottom here at 168. Personally, I don't think it's going to hold. I think there's too much downward pressure. So I'm going to be looking at the support of 165, and then below that down here, we have 160. And then just the two that we were talking about, worthwhile spot on your watch list, potential squeeze candidate. I would never sit here and guarantee anything. That's silly because in the market, there's way too many variables to guarantee squat. It's just more of high probability, low probability. Is the probability increasing, decreasing? And all I see when it comes to DJT and Rumble is there's a lot of gasoline and someone just needs to light that match. Will anyone ever light the match? Will a big buyer come in and start to screw over the shorts? I have absolutely no clue, but I can tell you the gasoline is there. We have all the ingredients for a recipe for a squeeze, but will it happen? There's no way to predict it because I don't know if the chef's going to come into the kitchen. I don't know if the arsonist is going to light the match. I don't know what's going on, but I'm telling you, it has the ingredients to do something absolutely crazy. Right now, DJT, higher highs, higher lows, saving itself in the EMA cloud, looking for the bounce back. When it comes to Rumble, similar situation, higher highs, higher lows, saving itself in this cloud. And right now, DJT and Rumble are both going to be a little bit green in pre-market, but obviously let's pay attention to it throughout the day. Watch MSNBC video. You are tagged on truth at Matt Kohrs. What? Your boy made MSNBC? I don't think I've ever... Paul NJ, can you tag me? Does anyone know what he's talking about? Can you guys like tag me somewhere? Send it to me. I'm curious. I'm very, very curious. TC Tram, that was a 10B51 or 10B51 filing. So we already knew about that. That's not new news. If anyone can find that MSNBC, Matt also made the investing.com app news. Well, it's probably the same piece of news that is just syndicated across various ones. I haven't caught this news yet, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. 5 things to know before that stock market bell goes dingity ding ding ding. Today, sour start. Yeah, the start to the week, the month, and the quarter, not the best. It's Disney time. I don't know why the media is so fascinated with this whole proxy battle for the board. I just don't really care about it that much. I don't know about you guys, but I don't find this Disney news to be that interesting. Maybe you guys do. Maybe I'm the odd man out. I don't know. It's just Disney, I guess to me, it's not that fun of an investment. It's not that fun of an active trade. So when there's news related to it, I just don't really care. Tesla tumbles, we talked about that. It's been going down. It's been under pressure. And this is a company, this is a ticker symbol that is going to be highly, highly reactive to higher interest rates because of their product, these EVs, very expensive EVs. So as interest rates go up, that's going to put pressure on how much they're going to sell, the public's appetite for it. So it's already been under pressure. And then on the recent quarterly numbers, we got a massive under delivery of vehicles, not so bueno. And then a couple other things with just Tesla and really more so Elon Musk in the news and how mainstream media likes to take hits at him. So it's been under pressure. This happens. The best stocks in the world still take hits. That's what we're seeing right now. In the long term, I'm still very, very bullish on Tesla. Feeling the pitch, Humana, I'm just really not. A healthcare, biotech, that's just not the field I trade. Crude oil, we're going to have an OPEC meeting, or did it actually already happen? Because I know we get the crude oil inventories today, and I believe there's an OPEC meeting. I just don't know the time of the OPEC meeting. So for all my energy traders out there, whether you're trading crude oil, black gold, CL, or natural gas, NG, pay attention today. Don't be surprised if there's quite a bit of volatility. Very, very quickly on a recap for yesterday, I ended up making money, but it was just not an easy day. It really, really wasn't. So we opened up weak, and as you guys are about to see, around 10:10 in the morning, roughly somewhere in here, I sold calls. When you sell calls, it's a neutral to bearish bet. So I was basically saying, hey, the SPY's not going to come back above 519. And I made that decision around 10:10 in the morning. And for most of the day, I was fine. And then it got a little bit questionable at power hour. And then it went up and then got smacked. I was like, ooh, like, all right, you're sweating for no reason. You're going to be fine. And then it turns out I was sweating for a real legitimate reason. So as we started to see strength at 320, 330, 340, I had a position that was up, I don't know, 60, 70, 80%. And then all of a sudden, my gains really, really started to dwindle, which is why I had to just pull the ripcord. So here's the timing of my trade. So I got in at 10:10, got out at 3:48, 12 minutes to spare. And as you can see, I sold at 85, bought back at 70. So it was a small game. It was a 17% game. And if I held to the end of the day, this would have expired completely worthless, which means I would have kept the entire credit. It would have all been mine. And I had 85 at 10. So I could have made $850. Instead, I made $150 before fees. And I don't like, of course you might be listening to that. Like, oh, so you took $150, but you could have made $850. Yeah, but by the time it was getting close to my level, the odds were getting really close to 50-50. And my risk to reward was not a 50 to 50 bet. I sold it at 85, which means I was risking 415. Risking 415 for 85 cents is not 50-50. So when the odds are getting close to 50-50, even if they were 60-40, it's just a little bit suspect. So when I saw a bit of green in my account, I figured live to fight another day. And that's exactly what I did. And these trades that I took were based on the Piper system right here at 10:11 in the morning. Piper fired off, bearish on the SPY, bearish on the Qs, calling out call credit spread, needed it below 519, needed it below 441. The SPY one fully hit, the Q1 partially hit because we ended just above 441, but it was still within the break-even region, so it was still technically a profitable trade. So if you took this trade you could have scaled it up per $326 in your account, and it ended up making $60, which was about an 83% return if you took this signal and just let it ride to the end. I just didn't really have the cojones to do it because I was a little bit too focused on the potential downside risk. But anyway, Right here, $150, even on my quote unquote messed up scalp trade. That would have paid for 3 months of the Discord. Everyone should join the Discord. I highly recommend it. Obviously I do because it's my Discord, but just to prove to you that like I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, not only do I show you my trades, but the first month is completely free. When you're signing up, the link is in the description of the video. Also, my mods will put it in chat right now. When you follow it, just make sure the code Goonie is applied, that promo code, and your first month completely free. Test it out for a month. See if it's your speed. I really think you're going to like it. But if you don't, hey, no harm, no foul. And that brings us to today. So right here, Wednesday, we already got the CPI report for the Eurozone. That's actually good. So I know it's coded in red, colored in red, but this is actually a pretty good report. The fact that their CPI year over year came in slightly lower than expected, that's bueno news. Right here, non-farm employment change, adding more jobs than expected. Labor market continuing to be pretty strong, 184 versus 148. So that just came out at 815. I do want to remind you later on today, we are going to be getting some non-manufacturing numbers, PMI and prices. And then we have crude oil inventories. We have an OPEC meeting. And then on top of that, at 12:10, at noon, 10 o'clock, Fed Chair will be speaking. Fed Chair Powell will be speaking. I believe he's going to be at Stanford. If there is desire from the community, I could stream that whole event if you guys want. I don't think it's going to be a particularly long speech, but if you guys want, I could stream that whole thing. Tomorrow, just so you know, the normal initial jobless claims. And then also on Friday, that's going to be the big day of the week where an hour before the market opens, we get the unemployment report. That's going to be a big one. On top of all this, this is another thing you can get when you sign up for the Discord. You do it via Locals. Locals is the membership management. It's also the way that I can email you these newsletters. I break down the week, give you an idea of what I'm looking for in the upcoming week. But you could also see here, I kind of give you a little bit of a cheat sheet for all the major macroeconomic events. You can see that there are a ton of Fed speakers. So 15 minutes into the day, Michelle Bowman is speaking. Then we have Powell speaking at 12:10. Then we have Michael Barr speaking at 1:10. And then right after the market closes, we have a Fed governor speaking. The Fed speech parade is going to be continuing tomorrow. So even though we have the initial jobless claims, we also have 5 different Fed speakers speaking tomorrow, and then same thing on Friday. Yes, we're getting the unemployment report, but then after that, right before the market opens and right after the market opens, 3 different Fed speakers speaking. So for the remainder of the week, we have a lot of Fed speakers. And on top of that, don't forget today, we're going to get some of those non-manufacturing numbers, and we're also going to have that Powell speech just past lunch. With respect to the seasonality, Wednesday, April 3rd, if you look at this day over the past 25 years, buying at open, selling at close, hypothetically on the S&P 500 futures market, this day has favored the bears. And we know that because the bulls have only won 48% of the time, so a little bit less than flipping a coin, but the profit factor is 0.43. When the profit factor is below 1, generally that's going to be favoring the other side of the bet. And I set up all this back testing to be bullish. So if it's below 1, it's favoring the bears. If it's above 1, it's favoring the bulls. And what it means is basically for every dollar spent, how much do you actually get back? So if you're spending $1 in the bullish position, but you're only getting back 43, well, that's a net loss of obviously 57. So that's why we're seeing this equity curve in the red. So this day, not the most bearish day we've ever seen from a seasonal perspective, but definitely slightly favoring the bears. Just a little bit more food for thought. And then I break down like kind of the week in review of the Piper strategy, which yesterday we had 2 hits. This was for last Monday's, but I'm trying to say for Monday. Today, I don't know, or actually the past 2 days, Monday and Tuesday of this week, April 1st and 2nd, both hit. Obviously, we're coming into the 3rd right now. So exciting times ahead. Let's see how that all plays out. Anyway, that's a quick trade review. Sign up for the Discord if you want. Before that bell, I do need to, okay. So very quickly, shout out to Meta PCs for being today's stream partner. I'm going to give you the rundown on them after the market opens. Check it out. I know you're not buying a computer every single day, but when you do, or if you need computer related paraphernalia, your keyboard, your mouse, your laptop, your monitors, any of that good stuff, check out Meta PCs, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. If you use the code Goonie, you're going to get a discount, or you could just go to metapcs.com/MattKohrs. More on them in a second, because we do need to do today's trading challenge. How are you guys feeling? 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 Rumble, I need 10 of you to vote, and I need 10 of you to vote relatively quickly. I need you guys to tell me, are you bullish? Are you bearish? This is the start of day 4 of the trading competition. Rumble won the first 2. Rumble and YouTube both lost the 3rd one, and now we're going again. Green, red, red, green, 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 green. Are you guys seeing the same chart I am? Are you guys both trying to lose? Like, do you guys think about this at all? I don't know. Okay, anyway, I guess we're bullish. You guys both voted bullish. YouTube bullish. Rumble bullish. I put bullish on for both. So on the left side, you have YouTube account 157. On the right side, you have Rumble account 158. Right here, 157 is YouTube starting at 50K. Account on the right is Rumble 158, 50,000. So both right here, 157 YouTube, 158 Rumble, 50K, 50K, no trades thus far. PA account, which means we're going for real money. But right here on the left, YouTube, you have 157. On the right, Rumble 158. And I have selected the bullish option for both of you, which I wholeheartedly do not agree with, but whatever. Whatever. I mean, you might hit it out of pure randomness, but I feel like you guys are blind if you're not seeing what the market is actually doing this morning. But okay, what do I know? You guys are the ones who blew up the last two accounts, so maybe you'll be better this time. Maybe you'll be better. Do I think that that'll happen? No, probably not. But let me see. Are my strategies on? Okay, all of my strategies are on as well. So we are trading 20 PA accounts. When they start with PA, that means you're going for real money. So it's not just the challenge accounts anymore. I was able to pass all the way up to 20 yesterday. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, just changing the sizing a little bit. Just changing the sizing. And we are off to races in 3, 2, 1.
Order submitted.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Order filled. Order filled.
Well, you guys hit it. You guys really hit it. I guess I was wrong. That was a bit ballsy of you guys, but it hit. It hit. You guys each made 135, locked in. So day one, you guys are 1 for 1, both Rumble chat and YouTube chat, and you both made 135. But I'm kind of guessing that both are going to end up hitting on the day. So we'll see. But anyway, you guys voted the same way. Realize, how did this? Oh, I guess slippage. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. I didn't want that to happen. So 130 locked in, 180, a loss of 5, a loss of 20, 175, and then 135. So these two are your accounts right here, right above my head. These are the other accounts that I'm just trading. I guess slippage got a loss, but then maybe slippage also got a bigger gain on these other guys. I don't really know. But we'll see. We'll see. Trade copied. All right, only time will tell how this all plays out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 accounts have traded, so that means 12 more still have to go. 12 more still have to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 have made money, including your 2. 2 have lost money, a small little scalp loss, and then 12 more to go on the day. Obviously, for these to trigger, we just need more time, more movement, just running a bunch of different strategies on this. So with that being said, let's switch it over to here. Like I said, shout out to Meta PCs. They are today's official stream partner. MetaPCs.com/Matt Kohrs. It is the computer I use. It is the monitor I use, the keyboard, the mouse. My whole trading setup is from Meta PCs. So the next time you need a new computer or anything related to a computer, just keep them in mind. They are an excellent US-based company. They have financing options. And I'm going to tell you from just my firsthand experience, their customer support team is absolutely phenomenal. So check it out, pinned to the top of chat, in the description of the video. Anything you need for your computer, keep this in mind for the next time you are shopping around. And obviously, shout out to Meta PCs for being partnered up with us. And I feel like it's a little bit special because we are the first trading community that they've actually partnered with. So, hey, we are on the frontier of partnership. So shout out to Meta PCs. Thank you. That being said, how are we doing in the market? 1 minute.
Order filled.
Hello. All right.
Order submitted.
Uh-oh. So we're trading more. What's going on? What's going on, brother? 142. All right. So three accounts just went long literally at the high of the day. So I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of that top ticking the day, but I guess we'll see how this one plays out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are done. 3 are live and 2 have lost. So 12 have made money, 2 have lost money, and 3 are currently live. And for the 3 that are currently live, not necessarily heading in the proper direction that I would like to see. Literally looks like it top ticked it. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. Hey, that's a bit of a bummer. Not the biggest fan there. I'd like to see a little bit more enthusiasm. DJT opening up with a bit of vengeance. DJT in the green on the day, coins on the green on the day, Bitcoin, Solana, and gold. Other than that, we're seeing some decent amount of red. I think this is about to hit. Come on, keep going. At least get me back to break even, brother. I mean, literally, it bought at the high of the day. How unfortunate can I get here? Go. No, that doesn't make sense. Really? It's using the high of the day as a double top, like right where I was getting back to break even. That's what it wants to do to me. Maybe this is one of those things that it just has to be out of sight, out of mind type of a deal. Maybe I just need to not want it so bad. I think trading is a lot like trying to pet a cat. If you want to pet the cat, if you want to hang out with the cat, if you want the cat to like care about you, you have to show less interest. And I think that's the same with being a profitable trader. I think a lot of the time, if you want to make money, you almost have to not want to make money. It's kind of the exact inverse of what you want to go down. So I for one, what in the world? Why is none of that going? Well, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense in the slightest. All right, where are we at? The Qs. Now I really want it. I think the market knows I want it. I can't even fake it. Look at, we just triple topped. Brother. There we go. Come on. Just lock it in. Lock it in. Grow up and just hit it. Come on. Dudes and dudettes. That's just not fair. At a certain point, that is simply just not fair. Brothers. No. Really? Dude, like I'm telling you folks, it's like when you want to pet a cat. If you want it to happen, I just wanted it too bad and it didn't happen. I was a single point away. Just not my, is it going to come back? I feel like I'm on the right side of history here. It just feels like the market's wrong, if that makes sense to anyone. You know how sometimes just like, it feels like the market's wrong. And that's where it kind of feels like I'm at with this current trade. Like, I feel like I'm on the right side and the market just doesn't know what it's doing and it's a bit confused. Well, it did pop when I wasn't paying attention to it. So maybe that's the trick on the day. The SPY is popping. The SPY went up. I just need the Qs. I'm trading on the NASDAQ futures market. There we go. Go. Again? Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, brother. Don't do this to me. Come on. You wouldn't want to do this to me. That's just not fair.
Target filled.
There we go. You know what? That was such a hard-fought battle that we might as well celebrate a little bit.
Order submitted.
Wall Street. Now my stock rising, got the eyes on me. Wall Street.
I have no clue, but apparently 3 of these have decided to trade again. 3 that had already traded threw on another live position, and I think they top ticked it again. Yeah, no, sick. That's exactly what I want to see. I love when it top ticks it. I love when my trading top ticks the market. That's what I want. I want to be in at the highest value of the day. I like that. So I know a lot of traders, they like to get in low and then sell higher. And I think that's just I think it's too old school. I don't think it's cool enough, honestly. I like to get in high and sell low. I really, really do. I mean, all these traders, you're like, oh, buy when you think it's like at a cheap price and then sell it when it's at an elevated price, and you capture that difference. And like, I don't want to bog anyone down in like the boring math of it, but like, I'm no mathematician. I don't think that's necessarily the best way to engage in the market. It's a bit boring if you ask me. I like to buy high and see if we go higher. I'm just, and sometimes we don't. And like I'll be straight up with you guys. Sometimes we don't, but it does look like that hit. So we only have 1, 2, 3 more to go. So 2 of these, for whatever reason, missed on, I don't know, small loss. 3 more. This is what happened yesterday though, where 3 of them took forever to trade. 130. 130, 135, 134, 133, 135. Where is it? One, two. What the fuck? Oh, no. I was never planning on trading. Okay, I know why these didn't trade, because I set it up so they don't trade, because they're already over the profit target. Like I said, these are the 3 that I can take out $2,000 of this Friday. So 2,000, 4,000, 600, 6,000, excuse me, 2,000, 4,000, 6,000. I wasn't trading these because I didn't want to blow them up, because I want the money. So if I trade, that's inherently incurring more risk. So I chose to not trade these. So these, by design, did not trade. These 2 missed because of slippage. So all the ones that could have made money that I had set up to make money, all these other ones did good. So 2 missed. Your 2 trades hit, 57 and 58 right here. You guys each made 135, and then all the others made money too. So we're good for the day. We crushed it. Money was made. And on that note, let me turn all the scripts off. Let me turn all these off right here. All these bad mamma jammas. Crushed it. Workspace, save as, ABC, workspace, save. Good. Made money. Money making day. All right. So we did all that. Let me exit out, because I know myself and I don't have enough discipline to not keep trading, especially when you make money that easily. So I need to completely, like, out of sight, out of mind, shut it down. What kind of trades are these? Trades on the futures market, and I'm using money from Apex. They're a prop firm that if you trade well enough, they give you money to trade, because I don't have $1 million. I'm trading 20 accounts at $50K each. That's not my money. I don't have that much money. I'm trading their money on futures. If you want to know more about it, it's a common discussion topic in the Discord. A lot of the people in the Discord are trading futures and trading on Apex with futures. A lot of options trading as well. In the Discord, I would argue the main types of trading are options and futures. So it's cool. It's leverage. I like it. It's high flying. You can make a lot of money, but also if you can make a lot of money, inherently that means you can lose a lot of money. And I'm looking over here, and I have absolutely no clue why these did not fire today. Strange. What the fuck? Anyway, here's DJT. Let me go to this. 3 minute. Before we move on to the next thing, as we're waiting for the market to open, let me very quickly show you what the options market is doing. Granted, we just got going. I've been getting more questions about this in my DMs. So just for any of you who have been curious, you can get on the Spot Gamma. They have a free 2-week trial. Spot Gamma, there's no better tool in the entire market to monitor what's happening in real time. So for example, it looks like the market's about to drop. So let's see, I don't know, I'm making a call out. I'm using the tools in front of me. Is it 100% accurate? No, but okay, I got a flow alert and I'm seeing the options switch direction, but price is holding. I think price is about to drop. And the reason I'm making that call out is twofold. There's a hedge wall here at 5,205. I see the flow alert and I see options dipping before price. And sometimes, not all the times, but you could see options being a leading indicator. So I don't know what's going on in the market, but started talking about this at 9:41. I think we might be dropping from here, judging what, like, look at options in real time is dumping, folks. It's dumping. So definitely pay attention to this. So anyway, this is called Spot Gamma. They have different ones. And if you just want to check out the tool, I'm telling you this, I'm promising you this, there is no better tool available to retail traders for a deep options analysis. This is some of the coolest stuff currently on the market available. I mean, you could see these right here, this fixed matrix price, where things are cheap, where things are expensive, where things are good deals, where things are bad deals. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. So check it out. Into the top of chat. You don't have to spend anything. You can just get your trial and see if it's for you. I really like it. If you're an options trader, like this is almost a must-have tool to help improve your success rate. I would deeply argue it's a must-have rule. Oh, so anyway, Mr. Producer, can anyone find that MSNBC clip? I'm curious. You're telling me, did Rachel Maddow yell at me? MSNBC, Kohrs, DWAC, DJT. Let's see if I can find it. No. Kohrs. I guess they didn't put my name in it. Does someone said something about it. Let me know if anyone has the link. I'm curious. I want to know if they said anything mean to me. I want to know if I should be more upset than normal. How's that extra dose of dilution working for AA? Surprise. It's just slamming the market down. Before you invest in DJT, look into Anton's DeCono's Paxson Bank Media merger. Wait, what does it have to do with L-Logic? L-Logic, the MSNBC clip. I think he just tagged you in MSNBC. On Twitter? Where was I tagged? Twitter, True Social, mentions? The last mention I have was from 19 hours ago. I can reload it. This is why sometimes Twitter's mess up. 13 minutes ago. Is this it? Good morning. Yeah. I don't think you tagged. I don't know. You're definitely. On Truth, you tagged me? Truth. All right, let me log into my account. Alerts. Mentions. I see you pop in chat. This is from a minute ago. I am not seeing it on that either. 19 minutes ago. Love this. I'm trying. Is this it? Okay, I think I found something. Nope.
And it's being valued in the billions of dollars. I mean, literally something like 2,000 times the revenue number. I mean, the whole thing is absurd. Why the SEC does not think there's some kind of stock manipulation going on, by the way. But clearly, this is one of these almost meme-like stocks where there's clearly a group of people that are trying to push up the price to almost transfer money, potentially, to the former president. That's what's going on here. Now, the question is whether he can sell his shares or get a loan against those shares. The only way that can happen right now, he can't just go sell the shares tomorrow. He would need to get permission from the board, and that would then have to get disclosed. By the way, that unto itself could tank the stock even more because he would have to be a massive seller of the stock. So that's where we are.
Mika, even yesterday when the stock went down 25%, let's put this in perspective. Yeah. It is still valued at a number greater than what Harley Davidson, Bausch & Lomb are valued at. Those are companies that make products and make billions of dollars. Technically speaking, speaking, you would say this company is fakakta. It does not do anything, okay? Any other social media platform that went public has a real business, has product innovations. This is nothing. All this is Donald Trump posting. And so you've got, as Andrew said, that whole kind of Wall Street bets, Trump loyalists, rah-rah boys saying, I'm going to take this thing to the moon. But the other group that could be, more dangerous, what an unbelievable transfer of money, right? Unofficial payments, unregulated, almost political donations that nobody's going to track. And that's when people are looking at the SEC saying, are you kidding me?
What does this say about the stock market?
Well, I mean, it doesn't speak well about the stock market, but this is true. I mean, that's why I said, where's the SEC in this? Because this is one of those true manipulations of sorts. And by the way, some of that manipulation is even happening on different social media sites, including Truth Social, about how this all is working, meaning people are trying to push up the price in almost like a pyramid-like way.
Yeah.
To try to get money to the president to try to effectively influence the outcome of the election. And why nobody's sitting around going, what is going on here? This makes no sense. And it's happening.
Definitely watching it, right? The SEC is watching this thing like a hawk. And listen, he's worth all this money on paper right now, but giddy up. Because the day he goes to sell this thing, look out below.
Well, to your
it's
point,
going
but
to
your
tank.
point, this is a metaphor for how he deals with his voting people. He ends up screwing everybody. So he would, if anybody gets any money out of it, it'll be him. But you have all these people here who are buying worthless stock.
Right.
And
But then it's on them.
But what I
right? Let it be them rather than taxpayer dollars.
The other reason also why this is never going to make money is nobody's going to advertise on a Trump platform. You can't get advertised other than gold bullion or these crazy things that you used to see on Tucker Carlson's show. You cannot monetize this. You cannot sell ad space on this thing. So I don't know where the revenue stream is going to ever be in this company.
So, John Howman, give us your take. First of all, you can try to spell the word Stephanie used earlier a moment ago if you'd like.
Oh, you need a juke.
Gotcha.
That's when you come to the joke.
They're really melting
that,
down over this.
We know that Truth Social is not Twitter in terms of the former president's reach. He doesn't go to nearly as many people, but it's still an avenue for him to, it gets amplified on cable and so on. But this feels like it's a financial lifeline, and another moment where people look around going, man, he's going to get away with it.
Man, he's going to get away. Wait, so they're trying to say that this is leading to illegal campaign donations because it's a stock? Because it's a company? I mean, okay, this might be a bit of a stretch, but here, stick with me on this. Just stick with me on this. Isn't this by their own design? And you might be thinking, whoa, what do you mean? Think about it this way. He would have never made True Social if he was never kicked off of Twitter. And he would have never been kicked off of Twitter if there wasn't such an outcry from people like MSNBC to get him kicked off. So inherently, because they wanted him kicked off of one public platform, he said, fine, kick me off. They kicked him off. So he made a company. So literally what they wanted to happen added billions of dollars to his net worth. So because they wanted something to happen, that thing happened. And now they're mad that the thing happening actually massively benefited him. If they never banned him, he would have never made True Social, which would have never made him billions of dollars. But now that they're like, well, hang on, he got kicked off and he made his own platform because he was kicked off. And now they're mad that the platform is doing well. It's just, I don't know. That's a little bit silly if you ask me. You can't really be mad about that one. Come on. That's a little bit nonsensical. Hang on. I need to do some math I just did a iron butterfly position. Let me not blow up my own account. All right, throwing that order in. Why do I have so many positions on right now? What is your boy doing today? What is your boy doing? All right. All right, I'm just putting it in closed orders in case something happens and some nice profits hit that I just am unaware of. So anyway, if you're in the Discord, Piper hasn't fired yet, but I am working on that new iron fly strategy. So I threw that trade in just to see how it does or doesn't go, starting to collect some data, starting to track it. If you're interested in not only options trading, but advanced options trading, such as straddles, strangles, butterflies, all that good stuff, and then the math that backs it, more of like a degenerate tasty trade. And I don't mean that by any means to be negative against tasty trade. I think they're one of my favorite finance content media companies in existence. Like, they taught me a lot of what I know, but they're obviously conservative and they care about the marathon of it. Well, I think some of us are a little bit more interested in the degeneracy. So I would argue that the Discord is like a degenerate tasty trade. If that's for you, sign up. And if it's not for you, don't sign up. I actually had to ban someone yesterday because they were really, really weird. If that person, if you're watching me right now, person who I banned from the Discord, I don't want to say any names. So if you're in the Discord, you know the name, but don't say it. I had to ban someone and they were just so fucking weird, man. Like really, really weird. And I was fair about it. I went to the Magic 8 Ball and I streamed it to everyone and I asked, should I ban it? And I don't remember verbatim the answer, but it was something as the longs of like, cannot be predicted now. And I was like, that's a weird response from a Magic 8 Ball. So then I asked it again. And I think the response was as it is or as it seems. So they got kicked. They were gone. And not even necessarily me. It was the Magic 8 Ball. And they survived the first shaking of the Magic 8 Ball. It was actually the second one that got him kicked out. Matt, can you let me know, are you done with, what do you mean, am I done with locals? No, locals is how you get into the Discord, and locals is where all the Piper trades are posted as well. So some people don't want to go into the Discord, and whatever, if the Discord's not your speed, but you still like the Piper strategy, I post it there as well. So locals is where there's premium posts for Piper. It is the email mechanism where I can send everyone out the daily DGen report, the weekly newsletters, all that good stuff. And it's also the membership management service to get into the Discord. So the opposite. My locals build as Discord. I don't know what that means. Like, as in, you got build from discord.com, or does it, like, I don't use Discord for payment management. Does it just say Goonie Discord? Because that's text and you could say whatever it is. But my locals build as Discord. I don't know if you're talking about the company or if literally just the name of the service, because I probably called it Goonie Discord as the service, but the billing should be from locals. So I think you might just want to dive into that. But no, definitely not at all done with locals. Locals is the technical infrastructure for the newsletters, the premium posts, and the connection to the Discord. Matt, buy weed, support the team, buddy. Do you think I'm going to support devil's lettuce? You guys come in here and you look at me and you think I'm going to support jazz cabbage? No, sir, devil. That's a gateway drug to hell, to an eternity in hell. And as I learned from the DARE program, you just have to say no. You know, one thing I never really got about DARE was they like completely over exaggerated the amount of free drugs that would be offered to me. I really really, like, you go to DARE, you're there 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and they're like, when you grow up, every single day. Well, they made it seem like every single day someone's going to be offering you drugs. They're like, you want drugs? You want some crack? You want some meth? You want some jazz cabbage? And it honestly hasn't happened to me once. No one's been like, you want free drugs? Like, I don't know, just the discrepancy of how DARE pitches it, and at least my life. Maybe I just look like a narc. Maybe I look like an undercover cop. Maybe a bunch of you have been offered a bunch of free drugs. But in my history, no. Jazz cabbage isn't a thing. Jazz cabbage is definitely a thing. It's devil's lettuce. It's a thing. It's a thing, Josh. Trust me. Oh man, they did a study and found DARE likely increased drug interest use. I wouldn't be surprised. Classic government program, not knowing what the hell it's doing. Something looks very different on my trading platform right now, and I don't know why. Something looks off. Something looks a little bit weird. SPY going a little bit flat. Q's going a little bit flat. Let's go back to this just to see if there's any crazy movement. There is movement to the downside on options. I'm calling it out now. Don't be surprised. I called it out at 9:41. Here we are almost at 10 a.m. Don't be surprised if the market falls. We ran into a hedge wall. The options premiuming is dropping. The underlying market metrics are not that supportive of some sort of crazy upside move. Just simply not. I guess if you look here, the 5-minute try to convert back bullish, the 10-minute try to convert back bullish. Right now it's on top, but it needs a bit more time. The 30-minute is still bearish. Similar situation on the NASDAQ. 5-minute didn't even get that far. 10-minute didn't get that far. The 30-minute didn't get that far. So the SPY's trying to do what it can, but it is not looking good. Actually, it's looking so particularly bad that I think I need to throw on another trade. Let me just see if I could snag something. Let me see if I can snag something. What are we doing? Let's see if I could snag it. What's a good trade? What is the DGen trade of the day? Whoa. Things are juiced this morning there. Say no more, brother. No. Oh, no. I just did something I shouldn't have done. Uh-oh. Wrong trade. That was not good. All right, I need to bail on this. I was trying to do a 5-wide vertical, and I did a 20-wide vertical. And I was like, wow, why am I getting so much money for this? It's because I did a vertical I should not have, and now it's popping to, dude. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. SpaghettiOs. Yeah, no, I had I guess some default value. Shit. I had some default value left over from where I had the default value left over from the Ironfly that I guess it just like saved the value and then it just applied it. The custom value. I don't know what happened. I need this to not, of course. Right when I put on the trade that I accidentally fat fingered, it ripped. Dude. Seriously? I think that fat finger mistake is going to cost me like $1,000. No, dude. What a phenomenal fuck up. That is not the most ideal situation I've ever been in. Everything's going against me right now. Really? This aggressively too. Oh, brother. All right, what do I do? Do I just cut it right now or do I wait for some sort of reversion? What's happening in the options market? We exploded above this hedge wall, 5205 on the SPX. Options are picking up with price. That's in line. What do we have going on? What do we have going on? Any news? We had that report at 10 that obviously the market really, really liked. What in the world?
Guten Tag, meine Lieben. Ich bin hier am Flughafen in Dubai in der First Class Lounge und ja, habe eine Kleinigkeit gegessen und werde jetzt gleich zum Flugzeug gebracht und fliege zurück nach Deutschland. Ich hatte eine sehr schöne Zeit, es war alles großartig.
ISM services 51.4, expected 52.8, last 52.6. Prices paid down to 53, blah, blah, blah. Employment 48.5, expected 49. So both are lower. I guess we're in that upside down world. Some person stayed in their pool during all of this? Fuck, is this still going? I thought, like, the whole out of sight, out of mind thing, that I'd be fine. Yeah, I mean, it's all my fault. 100% my fault. I thought it reset to auto. Yep, all me. All me. Shoot. Also, on the other side of it, what is happening? What are my positions doing today? What in the world is happening today? Bitcoin, big pop. Bitcoin, nice pop, actually. Jeez, over the last 5 minutes on that report. So everything's popping on that. The SPY popped, the Qs popped, and Bitcoin popped. Crazy. So the SPY right at 520, the Qs at 441 and some change. Actually, the Qs just hit their close from yesterday and the high from yesterday, and the SPY on that news right when it ripped in my face, that's when it took out the high and the close from yesterday. So right, both of these at that 10 a.m. bar ripped it. Wow. I would even love a little, like, even if it just came back to 518.50 just for me to bail on this. I knew I got too good of a value. I was like, wow, this is really juiced today. I thought I was getting a great deal. And I wasn't at all. I was clearly not getting a great deal. Okay, are we missing any other breaking news? ADP report, 3 biggest increases of March job changes were in construction, financial services, and manufacturing. Bloomberg is dying. This is the Mets owner. We're in one of those moments where we're thinking, blah, blah. What is happening with Mets and Steve Cohen? He's one of the best traders of all time.
There's big questions about baseball, both the valuations of these teams. You spent a lot of money on yours, and also how much money these teams spend on a given year for players. The different markets, big markets, small markets.
Yes.
What do you think of the system right now in terms of what's happened in baseball?
Yeah, I think, we're in one of those moments in baseball where people are thinking about, okay, what do we like about the system, what we don't? You've got 30 owners, you've got 30 different opinions. And so, we're still trying to figure it out. There's no doubt that smaller market clubs aren't crazy about large market clubs spending a lot of money. All within, we're all operating within the rules that baseball sets out.
Does money buy winning? I mean, people say money doesn't buy love.
Clearly not. Okay, because we tried that. I mean, the real problem is if you're trying to build a team through free agency, that's such a tough place to be because you're fighting the aging curve. You're buying players based on their previous history, but they're getting older. As they get older, performance over time declines. And so it's a tough place to be. So what you really want to do is develop talent, which is no different than what I do in my hedge fund. Okay, and that's the similarities between the two.
Okay, but you have been famous for cutting your losses in the hedge fund world.
Yeah.
Famously, if things are not going well, you cut your losses. Can you do that in baseball?
Well, I kind of did it last year, right?
You kind of did. That's where I was going. That's where the question was going.
Yeah. So you're leading me to that question. But yeah, I mean, I looked at it and realized that the team was probably not going to make the playoffs, and even if it did, probably wasn't going to get very far in the playoffs. And so it was just. I think at that point we had a 15% chance of making the playoffs. A lot of teams in front of us. It would have been hard to pull off, and so. We had contracts that were, I felt it wasn't going to change in 23 and 24. It probably wouldn't get any better. So I did a complete pivot, and I think I shocked baseball in the extent that I did it. But for me, it's just natural because I looked and said, okay, I don't like the positions I have, and so I wanted to make a change.
That was Steve Cohen at .72. Like I said, he's a legend on Wall Street. Fed's Bostic, I'm still forecasting one rate cut this year. Bostic. Very, very hawkish. Very hawkish. All right, is there any Michael Jackson, Fred Mercury? What else are we missing? What else are we missing? What is this?
Under Biden, the bad ones are coming in at a level that nobody ever thought was even possible. Nobody thought this was possible. In Venezuela, the crime is down 67% from what it was a year and a half ago because they're taking all of their gangs and all of their criminals and they're depositing them into the United States of America. Venezuela, think of it, their crime. Wouldn't we love to have a statistic where crime is down 67%? Ours is only going in one direction, and it's under Biden. The bad ones are coming in.
Venezuela attempting to turn things around for sure. What else are we seeing? Not buying yet. Everyone just trying to interpret this news and the reports. Obviously, we've seen weakness, but a bit of a push. There are currency devaluation around the world that people are not talking about. Nigeria, Naira down 60%. Egypt devalued 40%. Bitcoin is a hedge against the loss of purchasing power. Fully agree.
Can you explain, and we were debating it last couple of days about Bitcoin, Joe and Becky, back in New York.
Yeah, I've heard.
Been together. You've seen it. What do you think is happening? I mean, we saw Bitcoin get up to $70-something thousand, drop down to $66,000. I was making the argument that it has been very tied to the NASDAQ. It's been very tied to the markets, and as a result, it is more likely a function of liquidity and sort of speculation than it is a function of what the Federal Reserve is going to do. Even though the Federal Reserve has sort of been moving the markets, what's your analysis of why it's moved the way it has?
Okay, up dramatically.
Right.
You have the ETFs. There's something else going on around the world. There are currency devaluations taking place that people are not talking about. The Nigerian Naira is down 50-60% in the last 9 months. Egypt just devalued by 40%.
Jesus.
Argentina continuing to devalue. I think this is a flight to safety, believe it or not, taking place. A hedge against devaluation, a hedge against a loss of purchasing power.
Fair argument.
Wealth. That's very important. And we saw this even here last year in the United States. Regional banks imploded. Right. Bitcoin went up 40%. Bitcoin does not have counterparty risk. I think, and we're putting out a piece in the next few weeks, which is this is both, get this, a risk-on asset, and so you talk about the NASDAQ.
The risk-on.
But it is risk-off. I remember we got in at $250 when Greece was threatening to leave the euro, right?
But is that folks that are speculating about currency, or is that folks in Nigeria and in Greece and other places saying, I got to get my money out of this currency and move it themselves? Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, yes. I think this is an insurance policy against rogue regimes or against just horrible fiscal and monetary policies.
Feels like all central banks have horrible monetary fiscal policies. It's just print and print and print and print and print. Biden's border security plan. Karen demands more cheese.
No, I know. I want more cheese. We look cheese. Look at that. There's no cheese. Why you not having nothing but 20 minutes?
Is that all for you?
20 minutes. No, it's 20 minutes and she paid for that. What do you take?
It's fucking, yeah. Oh no, get away. More cheese. More cheese. That's pretty funny. Who the fuck does that? Oh no, get out of here. She's gonna get me. Give her more cheese.
His lap, he was so stoked. Oh, so stoked. All right, where are we at? SPY kind of holding. Let's check on options. Options are all over the map today. So there was a flow alert, but I guess as it exploded through that hedge wall at 5205 on SPX, popped, now kind of going flat with price pretty much ever since 1006. So obviously the market's initial reaction to those reports was a pretty bullish one. And now let's just see, is it going to hold? Is it going to keep popping up? And right here, I guess it's as easy as, do we break out above the high or do we break down below this swing low? Obviously, time will tell. Time will tell. Hang on, my producer's reaching out to me. All right, here we go. I'll mark out some of these. Here, I'll make it blue just so we have a little bit of a switch up. A little bit of a switch up. Let's see how it goes. I mean, we're just kind of going flat a little bit right now. Options are flat. What's everything trading at? Things are for today, the 3rd. Things are trading cheap. Trading cheap. So maybe not necessarily the best day to be selling premium. For a month out, values are good, actually. Values are good for a month out. Where are we at? We're right. SPX is around 5,200. This is where we are right now. 220 about? 222? Yeah. Things are not that juiced. And they're not even for tomorrow either. What's the VIX at? Is it the VIX has to be dying. Yeah, the VIX is dying. A little bit better to sell premium yesterday, but right here, the intraday movement on the VIX. We also have the VIX 1D. Very low. Yeah, very, very low. Oh, I should not be in the positions that I'm in. I shouldn't. I wish I never did it. Well, I don't really mind the positions. I have a deep, deep issue with my fat finger mistake of like my spread is just way too wide. I don't know how I fucked that one up. I need out. I don't like it. It's not the trade I meant to be in. I thought I was being cute, front running everything. It was just a complete fuck up. Like I literally should just have my butterfly. And in all reality, I probably should be out of my butterfly. Like this day is not going the way. The Apex stuff went well. I'm stoked about that. You guys crush on the Apex. The other trades crush on Apex. But then the preem selling, I'm fighting the wave right now, fighting the trend. Oh, brother, I suppose praying for some form of a miracle at this point. I'm praying that I just see the options drop. And they are just continually repping strength. Dude, this is not my day. Who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky and one of the Fed members will completely tank it. Maybe. Ooh, that's that's pretty cool. What do you think? Are these numbers accurate to live comfortably? Single adult, 94.4 thousand. National average, 93.9. 2 working adults, 2 children, 209.5 thousand. Wow. talk about inflation, brother. Talk about inflation. All right. Is there anything else? Do we have any interesting trends? Spotify, crude oil breaking out. We've been talking about oil for a minute, but ever since it got above and closed above 80, it definitely looked a bit interesting. SMCI, it's in its wedge. Intel, or no, wait, where was Intel? Intel had, unit reveals a $7 billion operating loss. So Intel getting murked. Palo Alto at the bottom of its expanding microphone. You have Apple versus SPY not looking good. And W, Apple, the weekly breaking down. Silver breaking out. So is gold. Disney, DIS, SPY. AMD breaking down. Qs. We have lots and lots. Wow. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. SPY still actually looking good. I'm on the wrong side of everything today. Powell speaking. Today is a weird day. So you have Powell speech at noon. Bitcoin taking a little bit of a breather. DJT doing its thing. ROM doing its thing. Nvidia's looking good. Amazon's looking good. Meta is looking good. Netflix is looking good. Microsoft is looking good. SMCI is looking good. Everything's looking good. What am I doing? Even Tesla's about to go green. Oh, I just want an opportunity to get out. I cannot. I suppose it happens. All right. Nope. That's just not realistic. This is the 10 a.m. announcement. Yeah, we're following this pretty nicely. I'm dumbfounded by how quickly everything moved away from me. That was uniquely bad luck. Oh, I just got to make sure it doesn't put me on tilt. That's the name of the game. Don't go on tilt today. Don't do something stupid. If anything, I should probably just stop the hemorrhaging and then just stop completely. I find that the days where you take a loss that you're frustrated by and then you try to quickly trade for it, those are the days to 3, 4, 5x your loss and make it that much worse. So my current plan to just keep the ship steady, if you will, is somehow control this hemorrhaging and then just be done. Somehow control the hemorrhaging and then just be done. That's the goal right now. And I'm just not seeing really an opportunity to control the hemorrhaging. Unfortunately, DJT or Jex, we already went over it early in the stream. Ooh, this is getting bad. This is not going the way I need it to go. Come on, options. I just need to see a vomit in options. Let this be the start. Blech. Come on, we're going for luck. We're no longer trading with math and trend. Now we're just praying to the market gods that run our lives. That's the point that we're at. And yet it is not working because what I'm praying for is the opposite of math and trends and solid risk reward. I'm going against everything right now. Even a little bit of a breather, dude. Got caught, got tagged. How's Microsoft? Where's Microsoft? Microsoft, strong. Apple, strong. Dude, even when one of the weakest stocks over the past couple of weeks is strong, you know how bad of a trade you're on. You know how bad of a trade you're on when the weak stocks are even screwing you over on a day. Just my luck. Just my luck. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. All right. In the meantime, spot gamma. Only 0DT bought the ISM print. Liquidity is an illusion. Only 0DT bought the ISM print. So it has nothing to do with the all expiration. Interesting. Yeah, it's all because of 0DT. So the longer dated plays are not buying this. That's fascinating. So right here, you have the next expiry, which is the green for calls. And then the orange is the all. So you see how they're perfectly aligned. That means that the 0DT is the one moving the delta notional. Only 0DT players played this. It wasn't all expiration. And then on the bottom here, same with the puts. 0DT puts closed out, but the all expiration puts not. Interesting. Shout out. Good call. Good call out. Good call out. A CNBC survey reveals that American sentiments about the economy are mixed in contrast with other countries.
Chairman Jay Powell will be speaking in California later today about the economy. A new CNBC survey gauges how some Americans feel about the current economic climate and how that compares to those in several other countries. CNBC senior personal finance correspondent Sharon Epperson joins us right now with some of the results from that survey. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Becky. You know, taking the pulse of their views about the economy, responses of those who were surveyed were mixed. While U.S. adults surveyed were pretty evenly split in their feelings about where the economy is heading, a majority of respondents in Mexico, Singapore, and Switzerland were optimistic about the direction of their economies. Meanwhile, most of the adults surveyed in the UK, France, Spain, Germany, and Australia had a pessimistic outlook. This CNBC Your Money International Financial Security Survey was conducted by SurveyMonkey in March among more than 4,300 adults in 9 countries. Overall, a majority of those surveyed said they're stressed about their personal finances these days. Inflation is the main source of their financial stress, more than their lack of savings, economy-wide instability, aging, or rising interest rates. As a result, in the U.S. and 8 other countries, most respondents in the survey said, beside their main job, they are relying on their personal savings for financial security, more so than government assistance, a pension or retirement plan, or investment income. However, having enough personal savings may be difficult for many of them to achieve, since most of those surveyed said they're living paycheck to paycheck. You can see more results from this survey at cnbc.com/yourmoney. Becky?
So, Sharon, in this one, you were surveying consumers. If you were to compare that with what CEOs have to say, do they match up, or is there a different view?
The view is still not totally optimistic, but it has improved from a year or so ago. PwC did a survey, and they looked at about 4,000 top CEOs around the world. And their optimism and their outlook for the economy is improving, but it's not like most of them think it is a rosy picture.
But inflation being the #1 issue, that's a big deal.
It's a big deal, and it's consistent with many other surveys. We're looking at organizations like the National Foundation for Credit Counseling looking at financial capability of adults. They recently did a survey. They also found that many, many Americans overwhelmingly are stressed. And what's more important, they're very concerned about the instability of the government impacting their finances over the next 12 months. And that perhaps is stopping them from doing some of the planning that they need to do to become more financially secure.
Literally generations didn't know what inflation was. 40 years. I mean, 40 years.
Market is seriously strong off of this news. 0DT is going nuts.
Companies can raise
prices.
Look,
it's all 0DTE.
See it firsthand, and we still do it. And we're lucky for us. It's just a novelty.
Right.
I mean, that sounds horrible, but when I see it, it's like, whoa, that really costs that much. But can you imagine if you have X
Bitcoin
amount of dollars
going.
and 4 kids and this amount of income, and you're paying 20-25% more and haven't made that much more, you are buying less. You're substituting.
You're buying less. The portions are less. You can't afford to with your family.
You're having hamburger helper without the hamburger.
That's why so many of the people in our survey said that they're living paycheck to paycheck.
That's the most insidious, probably. It's almost. It's not as bad as losing your job, obviously, but it goes hand in hand.
About cutting rates still.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do to control inflation as an individual.
You
can't do anything.
Yeah.
Sharon, thank you.
Sure.
Today is so funky by many, many measures. Today is absolutely crazy. Wait, what? You'll say everything we wrote out. You will not deviate from the script.
Here as we get set for a wonderful day in sports. Opening day for America's national pastime.
This was about 2 months after he took office. That was an interesting experience in its own right because it was so structured and I was told, you will say every word that we write out. You will not deviate from the script and go. To the word, like every single question was scripted, gone over dozens of times by many executives, editors and executives. Absolutely. I was on script and was told not to deviate. It was very much, this is what you will ask. This is how you will say it. No follow-ups. No follow-ups. Next. I knew that this was a lot bigger than just the wonderful editors that I worked with. This went up to the fourth floor, as we said, that we're all the bosses, the top executives, the decision makers are the president of our company, the CEO, where they all work.
Here as we get set for a wonderful.
I just kind of assumed that's how it always happened. I didn't think there was ever going to be like much of a deviation. No one gives a shit. What does no one give a shit about?
Never once put a video out like this before, but it's fucking called for, okay, people? I just need to put it out there, like I'm so over my day-to-day life where people cannot fucking gender me correctly. And the worst part is the people that aren't gendering me correctly are people that know that I'm trans and know that I'm going through transition and know that, like, they know how fucking important it is to properly gender me, but yet I'm still being. Do I look like a fucking they, them? Never once.
All right, the edit at the end was kind of funny. And the edit at the end was a bit funny. Oh man. All right, let me hang on. You guys have some reacts. Let me see what you guys sent in. Today. I guess very quickly before we do that, SPY still looking strong, Q still looking strong, a lot of individual equities looking strong. I am fully on the wrong side. I am in a trade I didn't mean to be in. It was a complete fat finger fuck up. And I am now at the point where I'm just trying to stop the hemorrhaging and figuring out what I could do. But there was like a little moment of a reprieve right here. And now I'm at the point where I'm just I'm praying that J Powell says F your calls, F your puts, or maybe all these 0 DTE players take their money. A lot of 0 DTE, like right here, that's this green line. Ton of 0 DTE calls being bought. I'm hoping that at a point they're like, oh, okay, we need to take our money. And then as it starts to drop, other people get panicked and they start to still dragging the price down with it. Or maybe I'll get lucky and put players will come in and be like, all right, these shenanigans have gone on enough. But this, to be clear, the movement, I mean, you could see it. The movement today has almost been exclusively because of 0 DT options. These are not longer dated plays beyond today's market close. These are not like swing plays at all. Like all of it, you could see 0 DT explosion, 0 DTE aggressive buying, and then it went the other way. But the fact that there's no deviation here, it really shows you the strength, the power of the 0 DTE. Tesla's pushing, coins up. Nvidia's up, Amazon's up, Meta's up, Netflix is up. Jesus Louises. Wow, SPY. It's just fucking going, man. This is something. All right, what do we have here? SPX. Look at that. Is this thing just going to keep cruising? All right, what do we have? What is this? What is this? She argues that minimum wage is always meant to be a livable wage. Minimum wage was never intended to make a living wage. It is solely to prevent employers from underpaying employees for labor.
I don't understand where y'all are getting your information that minimum wage was never meant to be a living wage, because that's simply just false. Minimum wage was created after the Depression to stabilize the economy and to give people enough money to live. This was created in 1938, okay? The federal minimum wage, 1938. And it was created in order to make sure that the people of America had enough money to support their families. Now, is that what it is now? No. That was the whole purpose of it, though. So the whole minimum wage was never intended to make a living wage. Yes, it was. That was precisely exactly why it was created.
I didn't know that.
So I do not understand the discourse. There's so many people saying this. It's not meant to be a livable wage. That's false. It was solely created to be a livable wage. It was solely created to stabilize the economy after the Depression. Where are you getting your information?
Like I said, I didn't know that. But also, is it the craziest thing to think that how we use it now is different? That in 100 years, the way we apply that to our system, because obviously a lot has changed in 100 years, that we think about it differently now. But I didn't actually know that base information.
ABC's Jacqueline Lee met with Flash Shelton, who calls himself the squatter hunter.
Is this a growing problem?
I think that it's a growing problem like anything else.
When a squatter took over his mother's house, Flash had her lease the home to him, and then he moved in with the squatter until they left. He's now using the same tactic at other homes.
I would have had a right as a leaseholder to go in, move in on him, put cameras on, and eventually lock him out, and that I could force him to civilly try to fight to get back into a property that he couldn't prove that he had a legal right to be in.
Experts advise always getting an attorney to navigate legal evictions, but warn it can be costly and take several months.
Squatters are looking for an opportunity, and if they think a property is not being maintained or visited, they may make attempts to enter that property that they have no rights to enter in.
ABC's Jacqueline Lee met with Flash Shelton.
That's crazy. I like this guy, Flash.
If something is not done with the prices that keep going up in Canada, I will be on the street. I will be literally on the street corner next week, panhandling, asking for some change. It's comical how our wages aren't going up, but the price of everything around us skyrocketing. And it's not near as bad in America as it is in Canada. It's 1,000% worse in Canada. Every aspect, we can't catch a break. Groceries are now like triple the price. I just saw a video on TikTok and this girl was like, isn't this expensive for what this is? And it was a vegetable platter, not even like expensive vegetables. Literally like carrots, $50. Some broccoli, some cucumber, a little cherry tomatoes. It was a decent sized platter. But it wasn't anything crazy, and that was being charged $45
That's nuts.
For the platter. Over double the amount that would used to be. You know, like a normal platter like that probably would go for about $15 to $20. It's $2.50 for an apple. When you're weighing to get an apple, it's $2.50 per pound for an apple. I haven't gotten a facial in so long. And when I was in high school, I used to go to this facial place all the time and get, you know, my skin cleaned out. It's been quite a few years since I've actually been to this facial place. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself to a facial. They used to charge me $50 before tax. And I just looked it up now. It was $89 before tax. We're not doing anything more magical. We're now charging me $40+ more for a facial. That's how much it's gone up. We have the most expensive gas prices in the world. We have the most expensive.
It sounds like Canada is fully on tilt. I didn't know it was that bad. I thought it was very similar to the US. So I guess out of my own curiosity, do we have anyone watching from Canada right now? Because she's saying that it's way worse than the US. The world's celebrity billionaires 2024. Who do we have? Here are the 14 celebrities worth a collective $31 billion and listed in their net worth order who have turned their fame into enough fortune that they make the 2024 World's Billionaire list. Coming in at number 14, we have Taylor Swift, net worth of $1.1 billion. Dick Wolf, net worth of $1.2 billion. Magic Johnson, $1.2 billion. LeBron James, $1.2 billion. Coming in at number 10 is Tiger Woods, $1.3 billion. Rihanna, $1.4 billion. Tyler Perry, $1.4 billion. Peter Jackson, $1.5 billion. Kim Kardashian, $1.7 billion. Number 5, $2.5 billion is Jay-Z. Number 4 is Oprah Winfrey, $2.8 billion. Michael Jordan, number 3 at $3.2 billion. Number 2, Steven Spielberg, $4.8. And then number 1, the winner of them all, George Lucas, numero uno, worth a staggering $5.5 billion for being the director of Star Wars. And obviously, he has Lucasfilms, which I believe was sold to Disney. Wow, I guess sometimes it does pay to be a giant celebrity. Who says Royce DuPont isn't progressive?
People are always telling me, Royce, you're a sexist. You only ever hire men. That's not true. I hire tons of women. Trans women. Why would I hire a woman with estrogen when I could hire one with testosterone? They're stronger, they're faster, they're smarter, they're hotter. Whoa, you're telling me I can hire someone who has the superior intelligence of a woman and the physical dominance of a man? Yeah, I'll take 6. Hell, I'll have the whole dozen. If you want a fighting chance in this day and age, your company needs to be at least 60% trans. Write that down. People are always telling me, Royce, you're a sexist.
%60. Write that down. His skits are something else.
I'm voting for Biden in 2024, and here's why. It is clear to me that this administration cares more about the American people than it does those from other countries. Take a look at the billions and billions of dollars that he's pumping into our society to make sure that we are thriving compared to the $700 payments that he's sending overseas. It's become clear that Biden cares most about our economy. I mean, take a look at the record low gas prices and how affordable all of our groceries are. As a Christian, too, the way that he treated Easter as a priority yesterday was really heartwarming to me, and it made me feel valued. Probably most importantly, though, our borders. They are secure. I feel safe. I know that bad people are not entering our country with bad intentions. And again, this just goes around the fact that Biden cares about the American people. So Biden 2024 and April Fools, because that's all some bullshit. I'm voting for Biden.
Love the sarcasm. All right, the market's now clearly flat after ripping my face off and costing me a lot of money. At least we hit those apex trades. This is about to be, unless we dip and dip hard, I'm talking like I need 518.50. If we don't dip hard, your boy is screwed today. I made a bad fat finger mistake. Not my day, but maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe the market gods will shine upon me and realize that I made a silly mistake and just give me an opportunity to get out, because this is some real pain right now. I should probably set some breakout alerts too. What a day. What a freaking day. U.S. Treasury 5 to 30 yield extent climbs reach new year to date. Dude, what? How is the market still going up? Bonds are looking like crap right now. Yields and the market's going up. None of this makes sense, dude. At least the dollar is taking a breather. That makes a little bit of sense. But the other combos, crazy. Crazy. Where are we going? Options kind of still flat. Once again, all being driven by 0DT. We live in wild times. Absolutely wild times. All right. Well, while we're waiting for some of this to play out to see how screwed I am today, how many thousands of dollars I'm going to lose. Do you guys, gold back above 2280, gold hitting, what's that? I'm seeing 2,300 on the front month. Gold hitting an all-time high, which that has to tell you something. Gold clocking in an all-time high. That's nuts. Options. Oop, let Zoom out, still flat, not really moving. Would love to see a giant dip. Would love to see those 0DT people betting against me get their asses handed to them, because obviously I care a lot more about my own money than their money. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, also, if you want this tool to monitor what's happening, you could get a free trial pinned to the top of chat. I mean, we exploded above this hedge wall. Exploded above this hedge wall. We have a put wall here. Indices. Oh, what do we have going on? Lots of fancy math stuff. Equity Hub. Are we on the SPY? SPY has a put wall at 5,885, a call wall at 5,300, hedge wall at 5,205, last close 5,205.84. Okie dokes. Okie dokes. Good to know. Look at that. It was about to dip. Options about to dip. And then it's like, nah, actually, we would prefer to rip instead and cost Matt a ton of money. That's cool. That's cool. TSMC gives update. Everyone and everything is fine. Yeah, we covered that a little bit this morning. So happy to hear that. Wait, why is this not? What market does this trade on? Can I not even get it? Taiwan? I don't know why it's not coming up. All right, never mind. Scratch that. Scratch that. There is the upside gap fill. Probably many of you aren't on SPX, but on SPY, we're talking 520.97, so that's about 47 cents higher. The Q's already got their upside gap fill, so Q's hit the upside gap fill. The SPY close to it, about 50 cents to go. Bitcoin maybe bouncing, Solana maybe bouncing, Coin hitting its upside gap fill. Tesla has some ways to go to hit its Apple bouncing off of the support. Could be the classic double bottom here at 168. We have DJT going flat. We have Rumble right at its support of $7 as well. So time will tell. I do want to remind everyone that this craziness is not over today. Between now and the end of the day, we have multiple more Fed speakers, with the major one being Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Fed, speaking just past noon. So noon ET, that is. He's speaking to like Stanford Business or something. I'm a little bit confused on what the event is and what the event isn't, because if you look at it, the live stream has like the opening welcome note, but I don't know if the whole thing is being like the whole thing's being streamed or what that is. So if I can figure it out, just be prepared, because I might do a secondary stream today to watch what Powell does or doesn't have to say. I do find it interesting that Bostic, who is one of the more respected FOMC members, he is talking about how we're going to only have one rate cut at the end of this year, which is much more hawkish than people anticipated, even as recently as last week. So something to consider for sure. Bloomberg News Live said AMD is popping. A lot of tech is popping. Look at the Qs today. The Qs are ripping. So a lot of tech is popping. It has to be. Where are we going? We've been, so big pop at 10, and then from like 10:10 to about 10:24. So there was 15 minutes of buying, then ever since then flat on the Qs. Well, the SPY's been pretty much flat, I don't know, since like 5 minutes before that. So we'll see which way this breaks. I'm praying for a breakdown. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm fighting the trend. I don't like to be fighting the trend. And the only reason I'm fighting the trend is because I placed the wrong order, because I wasn't diligent in double checking it. It happens. It happens. So I feel stupid about it 100%. Especially because recently I was feeling good about like sticking to my trades, sticking to my trends, following everything I need to follow. But it is what it is. It is what it is. U.S. Department of Energy blocked you. Wait, what? All right, we listened to the Cohen thing. Got some. Temporary migrants are making Canada poor. What? Canada is going through a strange phase right now. I kind of feel bad for anyone who has to deal with it in any manner, really. In any manner. I'm not seeing anything else at the moment. What is this? CNBC, nothing. Nope. We're flat. This might be a classic. We might be stalled out until, oddly enough, usually lunch gets more boring, but this time around, lunch might get more exciting, but it does seem to be favoring the bulls. Obviously, not only do you have the higher highs, but it's just like this slow, painful drift to the upside. Painful for me. If you're bullish on the day, you're loving it because, I mean, my spidey senses are tingling that not only am I already screwed today, but it feels like I'm about to get much more screwed today. Something about it. Something deep in my conscious is doing some background calculations, and it is screaming right now. Absolutely screaming. So DJT picking up a little bit. RUM is flat. NVIDIA flat after a rip. Amazon pushing. Meta looking decent. Netflix pushing. Apple taking a tiny breather after a nice push. Tesla looking strong. Coin taking a little bit of a breather after a nice push as well. A lot of you are talking about Marinara. MJ's up. This is the ETF tracking the devil's lettuce sector. It's up 2.4%. So some political movement there. And I think recently, what was it? Legalization in Germany, I want to say. SPY Gapville looks like it's very much in play, which by the time it gets there, I'm so shit out of luck. I am so deeply shit out of luck today that I don't even know what to do. Honestly, down less than I thought I would be. I thought I was going to be down many, many thousands. As of right now, I'm down 4, which is recoverable. Recoverable. Not so recoverable there. And it's almost all because of my messed up play. So I'm down 4.2K, 4.1K is because of my stupid play. So like it was the fat finger thing. I've never taken a 20 wide spread before, and that was all on me. All on me. Are you at risk falling below 25? No. Nope. I would definitely cut before there. I'm not going to risk going below PDT. Not going to risk it. I have my pain points of where I'm just simply not going to hold it past. No worries. Maybe I'll get lucky, but I mean, we almost just tagged a new intraday high. There is that upside gap fill. I mean, if I had no position right now and you guys were asking me like, yo, what do you think about this? Like, I'd be like, duh, higher highs, higher lows, upside gap fill within reasonable distance. Market bouncing back after 2 red days. Like, if you're bullish today, you're probably right. I mean, I'm on the wrong side of it, and now I'm being biased. But like I said, if I had no position, I would love the opposite of my position. I would be 100% the opposite of my current position is what I would feel most comfortable with. And a mistake was made. A large mistake was made. All right, what else? I'm about to get fucked. Look at that. Options popped even more. Is it all the 0 DTE stuff? Is that really what? Dude, it's just, yeah, it's all 0 DTE today. Look at that. Someone just YOLO'd into more calls right there. At 1050, you could see the jump right here. Right with price. Boom. All 0 DTE. Wow. That's crazy. Well, we'll see. We'll see. SPY new intraday high. Like I said, most likely a reasonable target is this upside gap fill at 520.97, which is 30 cents higher. 30 cents higher. Let's go to the 5 minute. Dude, look at that trend. It's so obvious. Not many more things painful than being on the other side of a very strong trend. Not many more things painful than that, but I suppose that's where we are today. That's where we are today. Damn. What do we... Yep. I'm getting completely fucking destroyed. What's your SPY upside gap price? It's not really like an opinionated thing. That's pretty factual. We should all agree on the upside gap price. That's not really like an opinionated thing. It's not really like the big Lebowski of like, that's just your opinion. We should all agree what the gap is because we should all be looking at the exact same markets. It's not like your SPY market is different than my SPY market. Lamar, this wasn't a discipline thing. This was just like truly an accidental trade. This was very, very much because I did the iron fly and I was doing a 20 spread on the iron fly, which is normal for SPX. And then when I converted to do a credit spread, generally when I trade those on the SPX, it's a 5. But it was auto to the 20. So when I saw the value, I was like, oh, I got to take this because it's so juiced. It's so far away. Like the odds are great. But it only looked good because of the like auto set spread from the previous play, which I guess that's a lesson learned because I just started trading iron butterflies more commonly. And I literally didn't even think to check it. It was just a complete oversight. A complete oversight. And then not only was it an oversight, which is unfortunate, it was also executed right before this explosion. So that was unfortunate. And then there's no reprieve. So like it was just like bad luck, or mistake, bad luck. So crazy shit. But it happens. That's a part of trading. That is 100% a part of trading. And I'm just making sure it doesn't get too far out of hand. Monitoring it to make sure it doesn't get too bad. Every time you make a fat finger mistake, you close immediately. You know that. Did you not listen to what just happened? I fired the trade and instantly this report came out and exploded. I feel like no shit you get out of it. And that's what I was looking to do. I was like, oh, whatever. I'll just get out like for the exact same cost. And seconds later it popped up. So like, no shit, Sherlock, you get out of it. And that's what I tried to do. If you watch the stream, I was like, oh, that was wrong. And then I looked at it. I was like, why is it trading so far different? And it was because of this 1 minute explosion right here. So I was basically in, it hit, it ripped, trading at a wildly different price. But no. Yeah, that was, appreciate your advice. I've never thought of that before. I've never thought of that. Maybe when you make an incorrect trade, just cut it right away and take the commission loss. I'm going to have to write that one down. I'm going to have to write that down, put it in the old book. Put it in the old trading. Dude, look at these 0 DTs. They're aggressive. A couple puts being purchased now, though. Couple 2-tree. So it ripped there and then came down on some 0D. It's strange on how 0 DTs are running the whole day. I guess this is just giant bets on Powell. I guess if Powell disappoints, this is going to quickly drop. But on the flip side, Powell, his recent speeches have actually been like jacking the market up. But who knows? Dude, this is just, it's nothing but strength. It's nothing but bullishness right now. I mean, look at this. Bullish. The 10 a.m. report was enough to get the 30-minute bar to completely get above the cloud, 30-minute bar completely above the cloud. That was a strong, strong reversal without a doubt. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No ifs, ands, or buts. All data and news before the 10 a.m. pump was bearish. Correct. And yet the market went bullish, which shows you trying to not only predict the number, but then predict the market's reaction to the number, as in it makes sense or it doesn't make sense, is a whole different ball game. Trump sues co-founder. Really, Greg? Sued two of them. They sued him first, but it all has to do with DJT and Truth Social. And basically his argument is that they set the company up improperly. And their argument is that he tried to inappropriately dilute their share. And the argument is over about, I believe, 8.6% of the company, which is roughly worth just above $600 million. And now we're just waiting. The market might just be pinned here. Logic Boomba. I have a feeling it's going to dump. Well, I hope your feeling's right. I very much hope your prediction is right, but I have to say your prediction is going against the grain right now. I mean, look at this. Energy popping. Financials are flat. Utilities popped, then went flat. Industrials are going up. Healthcare popped, coming back down. Technology as strong as could be. I think that's pretty much all of them. So, yeah, there's some of the smaller sectors are like kind of weak, but none of them are absurdly weak. And then the bigger sectors are crazy bullish. I mean, look at the Qs. They're just ripping right now. Just absolutely ripping. Crazy. All right, folks. All right, let me give you a quick little breakdown. So if I'm going to look into the event, Jerome Powell is speaking at 12:10 Eastern. So if you're on the West Coast, 9:10. He's going to be speaking at Stanford Business. And I found some links, but it's weird because the event is split into two different streams, like a welcome stream and an exit stream, or like kind of a conclusion stream. So I don't really get what it is. So I'm going to look it up and find out more information on it. If what's being streamed is actually Jerome Powell, him speaking, and not just the intro to the event, I will stream it. So make sure you have your notifications on both Rumble and on YouTube, because we might be doing another specialty stream in like an hour, in like 60 minutes, if it is what it is. If it's something where we're not really actually getting to listen to Jerome Powell, I'll probably just not do it. So make sure your notifications are on, because we might do that specialty stream. So I just want to put that on everyone's radar. Other than that, check out what's pinned to the top of chat. Meta PCs, thank you for sponsoring the stream. Shout out to SpotGam. If you want the best options data, you're going to look at that free 2-week trial if you sign up with that link. I believe you need to use the code Kohrs. And other than that, I'm going to go hang out in the Discord. So feel free to join that. The code Goonie will get you the first month for free. That's what I have for you right now. I might catch you in about an hour. I need to do a little bit more research on Jerome Powell and Stanford and all that stuff. And if I don't, we'll do the update video tonight. And then we'll be streaming once again tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. bright and early. That's what I have for you right now. I need to go to try to manage my position that is absolutely hemorrhaging. So wish me luck, and I'll catch you in a bit. Peace out.